Fuck. That is so frustrating. Well, you should be able to hear me now. So something is happening where it's losing power, and then the connection to the microphone goes to default. Wow, I feel like my whole body is having like a cool liquid flush through it, as like my energy and my excitement and my optimism just goes. Starting the morning broadcast with no sound. Nobody heard the song I sang. Man, I was feeling better today. Not like awesome, but I was feeling better today. I did have some caffeine this morning and decided, you know what? I am going to allow myself a little splurge. You still having audio problems? Is it still bad? Let's see. Test. All right. Well, good morning, Genevieve and Lou, and good morning, Gerbot and Moosecock and Razorblade and Joyous. Good morning, Jason and Danielle. Woo woo! Good morning, everybody. We are having a little love morning. We are sharing a little bit of gratitude if we got it, and reminding each other that we can be love ambassadors, that we are surrounded by like-minded, open-hearted people. That's you. That's you. So, I am grateful for a appointment today with my neighbors to try to do a little testing. We're going to spray a door with water and hope that we can prove and show that water is getting through the door before we do a bunch of repairs. Because boy, it would suck to fix a bunch of water damage and then realize that we don't really know the source of the leak. So that's been something I've been working on, struggling with for a long time. So I'm grateful that I'm going to do that after this. Grateful we're able to schedule a time with neighbors. Grateful that I gave myself a haircut, and I seemed not to I think I did a good job. My hair is pretty forgiving, but I'm pretty pleased with my trim. And I'm very grateful that Lisa is returning from Austin tonight. So I'm going to be picking her up from the airport tonight. Yay! Anybody else have anything that they're feeling grateful for today? Anybody want to share something that they are feeling appreciative of? I am grateful for a wonderful dinner gathering with my brother's family last night. Got to see my nephews and Jen and Jim. Lots of good conversations. Really so grateful for them in my life. And on the way there, I stopped by and saw my mom and dad. So grateful. That's an easy grateful for me, is my family. And that I'm such easy access to them, and it's so easygoing. So lucky to have wonderful relationships with my family and have them all not just location nearby, but alive. What a rare treat and a temporary one. So I'm enjoying it while I have such a full, rich family. Not sure why this is doing this. Let's try that. There we go. Happy Monday, Gerbot. Gerbot is grateful to be back home again, getting back into a regular routine. That can certainly feel good. It is. I could use a little bit more routine myself. Razorblade is grateful to be spending time with family today. Yay, happy Monday. Or that's Tuesday for you, right, Razorblade? Danielle is grateful for living through my first open mic performance yesterday. Whoa, awesome. What did you perform? What did you do? Was it a poetry or? Oh, bravo. Moosecock says, grateful for my friends reminding me that when some people find me to be too much, that's not a me problem. That's always a hard one to remember. That is tough. I certainly have struggles with taking up too much space and judging myself and others. But you're right. It's all the person with the problem. Good morning, accountant. Much love to you. Feeling your good vibes. Luna Melt sharing. Good morning. I'm grateful for a lovely weekend in the woods with two dear friends celebrating one of their birthdays. Nice. What kind of weather did you have in the woods? Good morning, Brent. I can hear birds chirping outside. I got to see the sunset over the Pacific Ocean yesterday, which was lovely. And while there, saw dolphins and a seal, and a bunch of dolphins. My sister-in-law saw dolphins riding a wave and then jumping out as the sun was setting. I missed it, but she was gleeful as she watched it, kind of as I turned to see what I missed. But it was cool to see her so excited. Joy says, I'm grateful for this Samhain portal and for flowing deeply with the cycles and the seasons. I know the word, I just don't usually say it out loud. November 13th. Woo woo. It does not feel like November to me. Yikes. Got Thanksgiving coming up though. That's exciting. I always like the holiday of gratitude, or that's gratitude observed. It certainly has other connotations and associations that are less exciting, but I do like a holiday that is not gift-based, that is give-based. Samhain, that's how you pronounce that? Thank you. And grateful that I've got my colonoscopy coming up at the end of the month. That's pretty exciting. Luna says, we rented a cabin, so much of our time was in a hot tub. But we did go for a hike, and it was cool, but not too cold. Perfect for climbing rocks and seeing beautiful things. That's the best. I really like this time of year for being outside when there's like a cool breeze, so it's not too hot. That's the best. Thank you, Moosecock. Good point. I have no doubt that you are correct there, that the colonoscopy is easier than chemo. I mean, a colonoscopy is basically just a few days of pooping yourself prep, and then the procedures, I'm told, is no big deal. It's just the preparation. And I'm a big fan of number 2, so I'm looking forward to a full body all night poop fest. Not really looking forward to it. I'm actually the part that I'm most worried about is fasting. I have not the best discipline when it comes to my food intake. So the thought of fasting seems daunting to me. The accountant says, I didn't know that's why you like Thanksgiving. I'm sure there are many reasons you like it, though, but that reason particularly seems noble. Yeah, I mean, I love getting together holiday time. I love the tradition. My family has a tradition where we usually have a turkey, and my mom, when she puts it in the oven, then the whole family goes to the beach, and we go on a walk on the beach at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are our traditions. We usually go to La Jolla Shores and walk along the beach towards Scripps Pier. And it's one of those times of year that we really get to feel the benefit of living in San Diego, to be with family at the beach. And it's cool. Usually, actually, it's actually, it depends on the clouds. It can be quite warm as the sun is setting and beating down on you. But it is. I do enjoy the Thanksgiving gathering. Good morning, Jennifer. Brent recommending that I can eat Jell-O. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I will follow the directions. I'm just not looking forward to it, and I assume that because I have directions, I will I will, like, if there's rules, I think I will do it. I think it's the self-discipline that I struggle with. I have a bunch of friends that have been having a lot of success with fasting lately. And it's just, whew, that, I mean, did I have, no, I didn't. I went like 3 days without having ice cream. That was, to me, was my fast. Gerbot says, grateful for lovely weather we've been having here in California this past week. It has been. Moosecock saying, not blue Jello. I'm not sure if that means something, or if there's a inside joke to that or what. I'm anything made from horse hooves I'm a big fan of. So gelatin, Jello, love that. Actually, Jello is not a big part of my diet anymore. There was a time when, boy, Mom made Knox blocks all the time, which is like Jello but extra gelatin, so it's like, you can eat the blocks more firmly. I very much enjoyed the texture of Knox blocks. Oh, I see. The color affects the colonoscopy. I gotcha. See, I have a feeling they're going to tell me all these things, but I appreciate the advice. Anyone else have anything they're feeling grateful for in this moment? I am grateful that most of my houseplants are doing well. I'm grateful. Yeah, I think I mentioned most of the big ones for me, but I mean, I can go into the grateful for some yummy dessert treats I tried last night. I brought dessert to my brother's and sister-in-law's house, and they had I brought these like non-dairy desserts, and some of them were banana based, and they're pretty delicious. They were, not technically ice cream. They're like frozen treats, but banana based. And there was one that was like a chocolate banana. I mean, you could taste the banana for sure, but yummy. Moosecock says, I'm grateful that colonoscopies can prevent colon cancer. Me too. Accountant says, what a blast from the past with the expression Knox blocks. I think I wanted to do those once when I was a kid. Yeah, Mom would make Knox blocks in 2 different colors, and then we would have like a bowl of them in the fridge. I think there were times when I was younger and I was like trying to diet that I had Knox blocks as something that I could just eat. Because I think you can do sugar-free Knox blocks. I don't remember so much. It's been a while. But boy, I did something to look forward to. Jennifer says, today I'm grateful for desserts. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Me too. And I'm grateful for all of the incredible options we have, at the grocery store. So many different delights that are available to us. Good morning, Danielle. Danielle says, I'm grateful for extended and chosen family. Grateful for friendships that have reemerged from high school many decades later. Awesome. Finding late night phone calls filled with substantial conversation and giggles. That's great. Yay. I had a nice phone call with my best friend in high school yesterday. Gave me a call. I had a nice talk with him. I've become more aware of the efforts of the required for friendship. And I've had often in the past a very reactive social life where like I keep up with friends that are posting on Facebook, and if you're not on Facebook, then I stop seeing your name, and I'm not thinking about the person. I'm out of sight, out of mind. And I'm realizing that there are important people in my life that I really need to make efforts to to speak to, because I enjoy, I treasure the connections, and it's just that it doesn't, I don't think about it unless I think about it. And recognizing that, as I get older, people fall into grooves, and it's unless you really make an effort to cultivate friendships, they don't dwindle. They just kind of stay in stasis, and like a freeze dried brine shrimp, just powdered until you put it underwater. And I think old friendships can be like that. Jason says, I'm grateful for you. You've helped me along my path and helped me become the love warrior that I am today. You are an inspiration to many. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jason. I have not been feeling, it's funny, last weekend I had First Saturdays, and then I had that interview with Antonia Marquis, and I was feeling like, yes, I'm a love ambassador, and I'm spreading ripples. And then I very quickly lost that confidence and that the feeling of being on track with my path. Like I announced that I was going to do a workshop in January, and if you may have, and then I lost my nerve. Like, I still think I'm going to do it, but I started to really question if I could, and would anyone even come, and as I started to try to figure out the logistics of it, I just got daunted, and what's the point? And this is a low barrier to just turn on the computer and check in, but and I'm trying to have the courage to attempt something bigger, or that takes more commitment and effort, higher risk of not achieving the goal. And when I start adding like money into it, like if I need to charge people, then I start to have fears. So I kind of got a little overwhelmed with that last week. So I appreciate the reminder that I can be helpful. So thank you, Jason. Gearbot says, amen to continuously cultivating friendships. Yes. And I don't think I'm very good at it at all. I'm trying to be better. And I sometimes see people who reach out like online often, and I always feel like, oh, I should. Like, I have some friends actually hanging out this afternoon, late this afternoon. They're getting together for a birthday, and I'm like, well, it's like an hour away, and I've got to pick up Lisa from the airport tonight, so then again, I'm getting better. I'm just saying I'm getting better. Joy says, ebbs and flows. I'm grateful to know it's just the way it goes. That sounds like lyrics that everybody knows. Sometimes it rains and sometimes it snows. When your nose gets clogged up, that's when you gots to blows. Good morning, Gail. Gail says, I enjoy Facebook. I can sit in the comfort of my home and enjoy visiting with others. I appreciate your honesty and reaching out to us. Love you, soul brother. Love you too, Gail. Luann says, quietly grateful for another day and the warmth of the sunshine. I think I will, before I close, I will read the thing that I found from 8 years ago when I was feeling distressed, which I have been lately, looking at what's going on in the world. And it's not just what's going on in the world, it's also the black and white aggressive language that is being used on both all. I don't think there's like black and white sides. I think that that we kind of get pushed into thinking that this is obvious and this is good guys and bad guys, and I'm struggling with with that. And the aggression and the anger and the realization that if I speak up some thoughts of concern or questioning, or this feels reminiscent of another time in history when it wasn't quite so clear, that people will, yell at me digitally and be very angry that I am supporting, a Holocaust, or that I am supporting terrorists, or that I am supporting the oppression of certain people. And I don't feel like I am in favor of any of those things, but I do recognize that there are humans with legitimate human experiences that have led them to have beliefs in many different directions, and that as humans we are also easily manipulated by all sorts of intentional or unintentional tactics. And our brains are faulty tools at times. But again, it feels dangerous to do anything but this feels like a dangerous time. I heard Trevor Noah say that it's because we live in a time where, let's say that there was a minefield. We now live in a time where talking about the minefield can be as dangerous as the minefield itself. Talking about how could we navigate the minefield can be dangerous. Okay, that being said, this is what I found from 8 years ago, popped up in my memories. Life is filled with horror and pain. Life is filled with joy and celebration. The world has always been in constant, violent flux. It is a privilege to be alive. It is a gift to witness this moment. So much to be grateful for, the glorious sights, sounds, and smells of the unfolding of the universe, and an overflowing bounty of love and relationships. From my limited perspective in this time, amidst these light and sound waves, and in this pace, even amidst atrocity, I am still humbled, rocked with awe. Only love transcends the measurements and perceptions. I feel the ache of loss and suffering of my human family, but I have faith. I wish, hope, and pray that all us limited humans can work to feel the love for ourselves, for those that hurt, and for those that cause hurt. Amen. Gail says, feed your temple things that are for the highest good. That's everything you see, hear, and eat. I ask only for my highest good. May we all feel the love for ourselves, for those who hurt, and for those that cause hurt. Because I think all of us fall into all those categories at some time. And I believe all of us can be forgiven and understood with enough empathy and compassion. You're welcome, Gerbot. Thank you for listening. And thanks for being a part of this beautiful morning. I am grateful for this practice. I am grateful for the reminders that there are people like you around this world. Thank you very much. Good morning, Sean. And you're so welcome. So wherever you are in this moment, I urge you and encourage you to give yourself a squeeze and feel yourself being held by me and all those here, sinking into this connection, this acknowledgement of our similarness, the recognition that we're all humaning the best we can. We're all trying to protect our loved ones. We're trying to stay warm. We're trying to avoid the pain for us and those we love. We're trying to find justice, and we're trying to be loving as we see the best as we can. And we get distracted. Our traumas get in the way. Our socialization gets in the way. But all of us are really doing the best we can with what we got. So let's forgive ourselves and forgive others, and take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here for this love morning. And since I just popped up, I want to amend and say that forgiving yourself and forgiving others and understanding that people are doing the best what they can does not mean you accept everyone's actions. If someone, based on the best that they can, the way that they believe to protect their loved ones and others is through jihad and through killing infidels and killing those that don't believe you and sacrificing their own lives in a way that lifts up their spiritual objectives, I understand that that is the best that they believe that they are doing and trying to human. It's just, I also can recognize how that has been so corrupted through the manipulation of beliefs. As I can see how any sort of warlike behavior can be seen as intended to protect loved ones, to do what people believe to be right. And I believe that that sometimes we need to imprison, or even, I'm against death but I understand how I understand how people would realize, there's not a solution. It is like if it was impossible to imprison people, how do you stop someone who believes that they are doing the right thing? How do you know that you are doing the right thing? I guess I don't even know why I started that amendment. I just feel like I'm to forgive others is not to accept their behavior. If you can find love for the behavior of someone who has wronged you and still feel like, I'm never talking to them again. I'm never letting them into my life, and I hope that they are imprisoned so that they never hurt anybody like they've hurt me. That can be consistent with everything I've just said. I hope that makes sense. The way I sometimes think about it is like, if there is a dog that has been traumatized and pees on the floor every time it hears a loud noise, I'm not angry at the dog, but I do need to decide if I'm going to let it in the house. Or if it bites every time it gets scared, does it need to be put down? Like, that can be part of a compassionate, loving perspective. It's just also a part of self-preservation and doing the best with what you can. Whew. Confusing world, isn't it? I love you. Thanks for the opportunity to ponder